Click play and call it work.
MiniWarGamer Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com. Welcome, Wargamers, to another sit and talk. For next week's questions, leave them for Chris. I've got a very special guest today. It's my son, Ryan. Hi, Ryan. Oh, he's going to help me answer some questions. So let's get right to them. Mr. Charlesworth says, Dave, are you hoping the forces of chaos will get their own triumvirate? What would you like to see in it? I'm hoping for either another Demon Prince or a Demon Primarch or a new Abaddon model. I think the current one has been knocking around since 2nd edition. It would also be cool to get some formations that mix units that follow different gods together, or ones that mix demons and mortals together. I think all of your suggestions there are actually pretty fantastic. I think a new Abaddon model would be well overdue. I absolutely agree with that. Do you agree? New Abaddon? Yes. Okay, buddy. So, new Abaddon model and mixing demons with humans? I think that's a good idea too. Do you think that's a good idea, Ryan? No? No, okay, it's just humans. Or wait, just like, maybe just Primarchs? I'm so distracted, I can't even. Fantastic ideas. I would like to see a new Abaddon model. I think that in the very least, that's what needs to happen. Valor Calls 1 says, no, that's not for me. Sika says, so you had a nice interview with Andrew about his upcoming project in which you showed a movie starring him, you, and Matt. Can we see it? It looks fun. If you search on YouTube for Burton Ball Z, then you will find it. B-U-R-T-O-N, Ball, and then the letter Z or Z if you're from Canada. Also, I've been trying to think of ways for you to play Tau that you would enjoy. From listening to you, your main objection is their preference for range instead of melee. So do you think of this? So what do you think of this? A Battlesuit Commander Royal Rumble with terrain set up so that there is no line of sight greater than 12 inches. And they are all equipped with Cyclic Ion Blaster, Stimulant Injection or Injector, Onager Gauntlet, Iridium Armor, Failsafe Detonator, and Nero Web System Jammer. Range attacks will be given, gets hot. Melee has Death Explosions, but is the only thing that doesn't give a 2+ armor save. Also, let Quirk know he forgot. I don't mind how you do it. Be creative if you want. Don't explain though. Just let him know. He's still awesome though. So just let him know that he forgot. Aside from taking the suggestion to do, bring those Tau models, which made you sneeze, and so it definitely wasn't something that I'm gonna do. I appreciate you taking the time and thinking of the possible units that I could bring, but I still won't. It's still blasphemy, man. As for reminding Quirk, that's probably something I can do. Quirk, you forgot.
I forgot.
I think my favorite part is just seeing the complete, utter confusion on his face. That's definitely the best thing. That's pretty awesome. I like it. We should do more of it. Common Ubiquitous Scarab says, hey Dave, I just asked Quirk this last week, but if it is possible, I require the same of you, as I'm trying to create a mini narrative campaign off of what you as a person would consider yourself to be. So far we have Steve, a cowardly cook on some manufactorum world. Quirk, a really bad pain boy. Matt, question mark, yourself, question mark, Josh, question mark. If you were as so kind as to find out for me and tell me what that would be great, as I can get to work on the rules for each character and send them to you. The premise for this idea is similar to that of a ragtag crew of people. This narrative, if it became a thing, would be very punishing and quite rewarding. Limitations are, you need to be a generic 40k character. This is not named. That is not named. Example, a guardsman or something along those lines. It can be any of those race besides the Tyranids, as Tyranids just don't work with anything. Genestealer cults are allowed as well. You can also be something that is canon but has no model. Example, an alien pirate. Also, you look slightly like Keanu Reeves in John Wick. Coincidence? Many thanks. Keep up the good videos. Cuss. I would be... What would I be, Ryan? It has to be you said it has to be a generic 40k character that is not named. So is a Chaos Lord a generic character that is not named? Because I really want to be a Chaos Lord, Ryan. I think that's the thing that fits. Okay, what about just a Chaos Space Marine? There you go. Black Legion Chaos Space Marine, more than 10,000 years old. Does that work? Because if that works, I'd go with that. If that's not an option, once again, then I think I would be an artist. I'd be a painter, and I would work in a hive city, and I would be one of those like street painters. I'd just be on the street, just like drawing pictures of people as they come by and give me some change as I'd be walking by, as they'd be walking by. You know, donation only type of illustrations that I would draw for people. That's what I would be. If Chaos Lord or Chaos Space Marine isn't an option, then definitely that. I think that's a good one. I like that. I'm going to go with that answer. Dave, I am new to... This is Ozo. Dave, I am new to Warhammer 40k. I started with Orcs, but I am now trying to start a Chaos Space Marine army with Thousand Suns and Tzeentch Demons. Was considering if you had any recommendations or tips for getting units for this army, or just recommendations for starting Chaos armies in general. Thanks and love the Banter Bat Reps. Well, thank you very much, Ozo. This is my recommendation. Traitor Legions. If you're going to go with Traitor Legions, you said Thousand Suns. Definitely invest in a Magnus. And I say that because... yes, he is very powerful. Yes, he is going to be hard for enemies to kill him. And I don't think that he is cheese so much that it's impossible to kill him. I think that he is a very fun unit. The times that I've brought him in games, the games have been close. Much to my surprise, they've been close. I thought, and my opponent thought, that it'd just be Magnus going around slaughtering everything. And granted, he usually kills a unit per turn, or maybe even a couple units per turn, but that doesn't happen. You're being too noisy. Do you think you're Batman? Is that what's going on here? Magnus.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman. Magnus.
Daddy, Batman, Daddy.
Oh, don't tell people, though. Yeah. So, I am... Batman? No, I so distracted. So get a Magnus. And in addition to Magnus, you definitely want to get some Scarab Occult Terminators. Get your Scarab Occults. Make sure you have a good delivery system for them. So I would certainly suggest getting a Land Raider. And in addition to a Land Raider, get some Rubric Marines. Definitely. Because you want a War Coven. And with a War Coven, you want some Rubric Marines. And you want to get your Soul Reaper cannons in there. They're slow and purposeful. They can shoot them no problem. And just with their Infernal Bolt Bolters and Soul Reaper cannons that are rending, by the way, which is pretty awesome, you have a very good chance of just obliterating stuff. You got a 4-up invuln save on your Rubric Marines. And if you cast Force on the Aspiring Champ or Aspiring Sorcerer, then you get a 3-up invuln save. Because that's the Blessing of Tzeentch special rule that you get by bringing them in the Traitor Legions. It's pretty fantastic, right, Ryan? I like it. I like it a lot. That's how I prefer to bring them.
Chicky bum, Daddy.
Do you have to change a diaper? Mm-hmm. Oh, Mommy didn't drop off any diapers, though, so that is unfortunate. I think you're just going to have to kind of wait until Mommy gets back. It's not because I don't want to change you. It's because there's no diapers here. There's no other choice. Sometimes in life, when there's no other choice, you just got to sit in your crap.
All right, Daddy.
Loney. Actually, no. Ronan the Retriever says, Dave, a few weeks after the Blood Bowl League has finished, my withdrawals are so bad that I have purchased Blood Bowl 2 for the Xbox. My question is, would MiniWarGaming ever host league/tournaments for online games, wargame related? Maybe just for Vault members, or even a small entry fee with a potential prize at the end. Love your work and thanks in advance. As cool of an idea as that is, we don't typically do stuff like that. That's not kind of our regular area of content creation. So maybe we can run a poll, do some sort of survey, and if enough people are interested, then we can do it. But right now, it's a tentative no, unless there's like an overwhelming, yes, please do it, guys, then we would. Launi says, hey Dave, can you help with any tips for list building, both casual and competitive, for chaos? List building, casual and competitive. So for casual, it's much better to build narrative if you're going casual, right, Ryan? Yeah. So.
Daddy, this that on my shirt, Daddy.
Oh, did you get hurt? All better? Okay. So what I think is cool is armies that are themed, and they're themed according to like narratives, or they're themed according to a story that you create. So either way, if it's built off of a narrative. For example, if you were to read in a story somewhere, you can read in Trader's Hate, or you can read in Wrath of Magnus, or you can read somewhere that has a story about chaos, and then you theme a list off of that. And the reason why I say that is because I prefer that over competitive play. But for competitive play, just bring like the I don't even remember the name of it because it's so, I'd never bring it because it's way too ridiculous. It's the not building friends list, Ryan. It's the one with the 4 demon princes, and you get to share the warlord traits. That's the one that I'm talking about. What's it called? I don't even remember what it's called because I've never once brought it. I don't even think I even reviewed it in a video. I think I may have actually read it, but that's the extent of me doing anything. Ryan. And so that's what I would do. Here's an example. I was reading in Curse of the Wolfen recently because I'm preparing the next campaign. Next campaign, by the way, after the return to Fayum. So this is the one that I read Curse of the Wolfen, the plane ride up to the LVO, and I got so inspired by reading the story that I wanted to craft a campaign out of it. And so I've enlisted Josh's help with the writing of it, because he has a talent for this, and so he's the one that crafts the stories with Matt. That's his secondary job description, in addition to being a content producer here at MiniWarGaming. So he has a talent for it, and he knows a lot of the lore and narrative. He reads a lot of the books, so crafted his help. And so that's what we're doing with Curse of the Wolfen. There are 6 Echoes of War missions that are included in the book, and I want to make a campaign that has at least 12 missions. So what we're doing is we're reading the story and we're extrapolating the story and crafting missions out of the story. And we are creating story times that are appropriate to what happens very closely to the narrative, what happens in the book, in Curse of the Wolfen, which is fantastic because the story is awesome. So any army that is included has very specific units that are included in them, because every battle report is going to have a different Space Wolves list, fielded by a different formation. For example, the first one is Death Wolves, and the next one is Iron Wolves. And so those are 2 very different play style for Space Wolves, just right there. And they have specific units that are named, not just the type of unit, so not just Long Fangs, but the Long Fangs themselves have a name for their unit. And there's a backstory to them, and there's a backstory as to why they are awesome and why they are called what they're called. So much detail for every single one. So if I were to suggest building an army, build it narratively, because it just gives so much flavor to the army. And it's amazing, and I love it so much because you're amazing. And I love you, buddy. You're a good boy. High five. Good. Up. Okay, up high. Down low. Okay, so that's what I would suggest for that. Now, if you're going to build competitive, because that's the second half to your question, building competitively. I don't typically build competitively, so for the advice that I have is go. See, actually, the ITC is perfect for this. It's absolutely perfect because then you can see what lists people are bringing. In fact, you can download the app, and I feel so bad. I forget the name of the app. But in the video that I made where I was at the LVO, I interviewed the creator of the app. And what this app does is it shows you all of the tournament lists, and it shows you the players, and it shows you what they're bringing, and it shows you what's good, what is the top of the meta right now. And so that would be my suggestion. If you want to build a competitive chaos list, you got to look at that for like specifics. But just naming off an army that is tougher. Well, it's funny you should say that, because I was just going to say bring the Death Guard Victorian, bring the Nurgle. That's another Traitor Legion. You want me to change it? But there's no diapers here. Okay, I gave you a problem. What's the solution? You gonna wait for mommy? Yeah, that's the only solution. So definitely that's what I would do if you're going to build a Traitor Legion Chaos Space Marine themed competitive list. Do a Death Guard Victorian. The reason why is because it stands out to me as the most points efficient Chaos Space Marine army. Because you got to consider, you have your Nurgle Bikers, which have the ability to be given Feel No Pain. So your toughness 6 Feel No Pain, and your Feel No Pain because you're Nurgle Bikers. And it's kind of ridiculous because everything is given Relentless and Feel No Pain. So your Havocs as well. You could put weapons on your Havocs. Heck, you can put Havocs in Rhinos you never would have normally, because they have Relentless. So that's pretty perfect. That's pretty awesome, right, Ryan? And they have Feel No Pain on top of that. How amazing is that? I think it's pretty awesome. And just your regular Chaos Space Marines with the Mark and Nurgle, toughness 5, Feel No Pain, Relentless, amazing. So that's what I would do. Now, disputably, another very strong one is Slaanesh. And the reason, those are scratches on the brand new painted board that Papa Smurf did. That's okay. So is Slaanesh is because when you give things the icon of excess, that actually gives it a 4-up Feel No Pain. A 4+ Feel No Pain. And so when you have that, that's kind of crazy. Oh, you stinky! Icon of excess. Do that. Just imagine bikers. Now with that it's toughness 5, but it's 4-up Feel No Pain. So you be the judge there. Which one's better? But the only catch is you have to pay for the icon of excess. So one of those two. They're fun. I had a bunch of Nurgle bikers made up because of this reason, and I'm having a bunch of Slaanesh bikers made up because of this reason. It's awesome. I think this is all the time we have for right now. I know there wasn't much, but
Hey, Daddy.
yeah.
To find my blanket, Daddy.
You gotta find your blankie. Did you bring it? Where is it?
Mommy, for the ground.
It fell on the ground.
So she did, Daddy.
I don't think it's in here. I think it's somewhere else.
Mommy, put it, Daddy.
I don't know where we put it. I didn't even see it in here at all. Maybe it got lost in the warp? Yeah, that's probably a likely explanation. I like that idea though, because we can go in the warp and find it, right? Do you want to go in the warp? No. Okay.
Daddy.
Not quite yet.
Yeah, Daddy.
It's under my chair? Well, you got to look under the chair. So thank you very much for tuning in to this Sit and Talk. And make sure to leave your comments for Chris next week. And I'm going to continue this conversation in the vault, in the Sit and Vault. So thank you very much, and happy wargaming.